30 years ago, a promise was written in blood. Not in ink, not in words. For 6 years, it returned. And tonight, it will not remain silent.
London, 1888. In a quiet room at 221B Baker Street, a single knock on the door was about to awaken a mystery buried for 30 years. A mystery of treasure, betrayal, murder, and a pact sealed in blood. It was a foggy afternoon when Sherlock Holmes sat near the window examining a small vial in his hand, while Dr. John Watson watched him with concern. Before Watson could speak, Mrs. Hudson announced a visitor. A young woman entered, pale, nervous, yet dignified. "My name is Miss Mary Morstan," she said softly. "For the past 6 years, on the same day every year, I receive a parcel containing a single pearl, no note, no explanation." Holmes's eyes sharpened. Mary continued, "My father disappeared 10 years ago after returning from India. Today, I received a letter asking me to meet the sender." She handed Holmes the note. "Come alone. Justice will be done." Holmes smiled faintly. "This, Watson, promises to be most interesting." The meeting led them to Mr. Thaddeus Sholto, an eccentric man living in fear. He revealed a shocking truth. Years ago in India, Captain Morstan and Major Sholto were officers during the uprising. They discovered a massive treasure, gold, jewels, and priceless gems, hidden by 4 Indian men who called themselves the Sign of the Four. The 4 were betrayed. 1 was killed. The others were imprisoned. Major Sholto stole the treasure, but before he could share it, Captain Morstan disappeared. On his deathbed, Major Sholto confessed everything to his sons. Thaddeus trembled. "To my brother Bartholomew has the treasure now, but someone is watching us." That very night, Holmes, Watson, and Mary arrived at Pondicherry Lodge, Bartholomew Sholto's mansion, but they were too late. Bartholomew lay dead in a locked room. No wounds, no struggle. On the wall was written in blood-red letters, "The Sign of the Four," and near the body, a tiny poisoned dart. Holmes examined the scene calmly. "1 man," he said, "and 1 accomplice, very small, very swift." Holmes followed the trail across London, mud marks, footprints, rope fibers. The trail led to the River Thames. Soon a thrilling chase began, boats cutting through dark water, lanterns flashing, engines roaring. At last, Holmes stopped a boat. Inside were the criminals, Jonathan Small, a 1-legged man, and his companion Tonga, a fierce islander skilled with poisoned darts. A struggle followed. Tonga was killed while trying to escape. Jonathan Small was captured. Back on land, Jonathan Small spoke. He told the true story. The 4 Indians had been forced into crime. They swore an oath, the Sign of the Four, to reclaim their treasure. Major Sholto betrayed them. Captain Morstan was innocent, but died after a confrontation. Jonathan had waited 30 years for revenge. "But the treasure?" Watson asked. Small laughed bitterly. "I threw it into the Thames. Blood money deserves a watery grave." With the case closed, Mary Morstan stood silently. No treasure, no inheritance. Watson feared her disappointment. But Mary smiled. "I am glad it ended this way." Later that evening, Watson confessed his love to her. Holmes, watching quietly, turned away. "A woman," he murmured, "disturbs the balance of pure reason." Thus ended The Sign of the Four, a tale of loyalty and betrayal, of greed and patience, and of a detective whose greatest victories were not over criminals, but over chaos itself. Because when logic speaks, truth has nowhere to hide.